Today we are here again. Welcome back to my YouTube tutorial. This is ABN Graphics. Yes, on this tutorial we're going to learn how to design a calendar for January 2023 like this. Now let us go to our Photoshop and let's get it down. There is my Photoshop and there is what we are going to do. On this particular display, I'm going to create a document of A5. Yes, A5. That the size of the document should be A5 size, and after creating the A5 size, that is where we start designing. So I'll just head over to print, then I'll come and pick up this particular A5 size over there, just like that, and then I'll call it January 2023, and then I'll make a bit of 16. That will be okay for me. Then I'll click create. Then I can have it just like this, because I just want to pick up for only January, because we are in January just right now. So that is what we are going to use for that particular tutorial. And that is my listing, and I have a source file or resources file that I'm going to use for this particular listing, and then these are the pictures that I'm going to feature in the design. So let's go over to our Photoshop again and let's get it done. So the first thing I'm going to do is to come and pick a rectangular tool over here. Then I'll just draw something like this over there, not that too big, not that too small. Then I can have it just like this over there. The next thing again I have to do over here again is that I am just going to go to file, then I'll come to place a link, then I'll go to my sources file over here, and then I'll pick up this particular image of mine, and that'll be okay. Then I can have it just like that. The next thing again I have to do over here again, after the document has been placed, I'll right click on my image, then I'll rasterize it. Then after when I rasterize it, I'll right click again, then I'll create a clipping mask. When I create a clipping mask, that is where I'll adjust my distance. I'll move it a little bit, just like that, not that too distant. And then the down rectangular tool, I'll try and adjust it a little bit, yes, so that it will look nice for me. Then I can have it just like this over there. The next thing again I have to do, when my image has been selected, I'll go to the blending mode, then I'll change it to luminosity, and that will be okay for me. And then when I change it to luminosity, the next thing again I have to do, the opacity, I'm going to reduce it to somewhere 40, yes, and that will be okay for me over there. Then I can have it just like this, 40%, that will be okay. The next thing again I have to do is to go back to my files again, to file again. Then I'll come and place another link, then I will come and pick this particular link over there, you get that. Then I'm just going to reduce it or transform it a little bit down, so that I'll have it just like that. Then I'll move it to somewhere here, just like that. Okay, then I can have it just like that. The next thing again I have to do is to work around this particular image. I just want to pull it top, then I'll duplicate it by Ctrl J, yes, and then I'll type Ctrl T, and then it will select it just like that. Then I'll right click and flip it vertically, then this way I'll have it. Then the next thing again I'm going to do is to just move it to the over here, the down here. Then the next thing again I'm going to do is to right click, but before I right click, I'm just going to over here, I'm just going to right click, then I rasterize the layer. Then the down one too, I'm just going to rasterize that one too. And this one, I'm just going to select it, then I right click and I do what? I place warp. So when I place warp, that is where I move this one just like that. I'll try and move this one so that it will match up with this particular distance over here, and then I'll let it be somewhere like this, not that too distant. I'll have it just like that, then I can have it just like this, you get that. And then I'll click OK. And when this is done, I'll move this one to the down to the bottom of the top one, and that will be okay for me over there, you get that. Yes, the next thing again I have to do on this particular one, I'm going to add a layer mask to it just like that. And then I'm just going to come and pick a gradient tool over here, and it should be this way. One side should be transparent, one side should be colored. And then I'll hold shift, and then I'll just do something like this over there, you get that. Yes, and then I'll just do something like that so that it will look like it has fade up in a wavy, you get that. Yes, and I can have it just like that. And the next thing again I have to do is to reduce the opacity a little bit down, just like that, so that I can have it just like that. And I'm just going to hold shift to pick all just like that, and then I'll try and reduce it a little bit. Yes, and then I'll make this one too just like that. Then I'll have it just like that. The next thing again I have to do is to go to my source file here. Then I'll open the information over here that's supposed to appear, or that I have to make it a distance on a distance. Now I'll just copy this particular distance over there, and then I'll just come over here and then I'll paste it in like that. Okay, then I can have it just like that over there. So the next thing again I have to do is to make the adjustment on that. All should be this, and then I'll pick a white color for that, and then I'm going to increase my size a little bit so that I can have it just like that, and the paragraph should be left aligned. And then I'll try and move this one so that it will be very nice for me. And then I'll check another thing. I'm going to make it a little bit small just like that, and that looks so cool for me. The next thing again I have to do is to come and copy this particular information again over there, and then I'll just put that one too over here. That looks okay for me. Then I'll have it just like that, and then I'll try and reduce the size a little bit so that it will go down. Then I'm going to change the color to this particular color over here. That is what is the name, yellow. That will be okay for me. And then I'm just going to zoom out my work. Then I will check on the distance, the spacing and all that. If that one is okay, let me increase the size a little bit. Then I can have it just like that. And then I'm just going to make it regular. I don't want it to be too distant for that. You get that? Yes. And then on this particular distance, checking on that, I'll see it's okay now to go. Then I can have it just like that over there. You get that? So I'm just going to save my work in that particular distance just like that. Okay, yes. So the next thing again I have to do over here is that I'm just going to check on the January 2023 where I have placed that one. Then I'll just use it for now. So checking on my 2023, let me see the design side. Let me see. January, calendar. See where I put the calendar. Okay, let's see where I place that particular distance. So that I'll just pick it up and then we yes. So this is where I can find it. Let me see. We have two calendars here with different spellings. So let me open up this one. I think that will be that. Yes, neatly. That is how I do this one. So I'm just going to pick that one, then I'll move it to the sector over here. Exactly. So that is what I'll have over here. Then I'll have it just like this over there. Then the next thing again I have to do is to just transform it by holding my alternate or shift alternate. Then I'll just transform it neatly on this particular distance so that it will be too distant for me. And then the next thing again I have to do over here after transforming that particular distance, I am just going to move this one a little bit down, a little bit top, so that it won't take much of the space over there. Then I can have it just like that. And then on this particular distance I'll just move it to the top a little bit just like that. Okay, the next thing again I have to do over there is to pick a rectangular tool over here. Then I'll just give it a distance over here, and then I'm just going to change the color to this particular down color over here. Sorry, this particular color over here, and that also looks not so nice for me. The next thing again I have to do is to pick up this particular all the days colors just like this, and then I'm just going to change that color to the same color over here. That also looks so nice for me, and that will be okay. And then on top of this one, the January 2, I'm just going to change it to the same color over here. That looks so nice again. On this particular distance, I'm going to change that one too to this particular distance, and that also looks so nice for me. You get that? The next thing again I have to do, I just want to show some kind of highlighting that 1st January, that's the new year. You get that? So I'm just going to pick a rectangular tool. Sorry, I'm going to pick ellipse tool, that's the circle tool over here. Then I'll just zoom out the first, that is that, and I will have it just like that, and then I'll let it be something like this, and I'll move that one to the down here so that I can place it very well as I want this way. And the next thing again I have to do is to go to FX, then so that I'll add a gradient to it. Yes, so I'm going to use this particular gradient that looks okay. And then there is another constitutional day too, is around 7th, right? Yes, but I think it was observed on 9th. Yes, and then what is the name, this particular new year, this thing was Sunday, but that one too was also observed on 2nd, or that was Monday. So let's just have something like this over there, then we can have something like this over there without any problem. You get that? Yes. So checking on the distance that is here over this particular this one, and it's the same thing over here. That looks so nice. So the next thing again we have to do over here is that I just want us to put it in the mockup so that it will look nice for us. So I'm just going to search for my mockup file somewhere here, then we do what we use it. Okay, yes. So I'm checking on my mockup files, mockup over here. Okay, mockup, so that I can get that one so that we can use it without any much problem. Let me view it. Okay, so over here I have this mockup, let me use this particular mockup. That's mockup 1. You get that? Yes. You can also search online to get the mockup for yourself without many problems. You get that? So the next thing again I have to do over here, I can see that we have finished with our design, so I'm just going to save it as JPEG, and then when I save it as JPEG, then I will now use it as a in the mockup this thing. Then I can have it something like this over there. Then I'll come back here. This is my mockup this thing. Then I will just click on the design particular this thing. Then I'll have something like this. Then I'll go to file. Then I come and place a link. Then over here I'm just going to pick up this particular thing. Then I'll just put it over here just like that. And then I'll close up this one. Then I'll close up. Then I'll do what I see. And then I'll have it just like this over there. You get that? Yes, exactly. So the next thing again I have to do over here is that the down this thing, I'm just going to change it to the same color over here so that it will match up with what I'm really doing over there, just like that. That looks so beautiful. And then over here too, I'll try and use the same color over here so that it will match up with that without any much problem. You get that? Yes. And then I'll open at the cool effect, the mockup this thing. And then you can also decide to the highlight, you can decide to remove the highlight so that it will look beautiful like this, or you can add up the highlight without any problem. This just depends on how niche or how good you want it to be. You can just leave it just like that and it still looks so beautiful. So you can also make some changes on it without any problem. You can make addition and all that on that. So try and search online and get your mockup, your different mockup in Photoshop so that you can use it for your distance. You get that? Yes. Thank you very much for watching. This is Adrian. Have a nice day. Bye bye.